Alright, so now with this last problem, we're going to deal with not just making it a simple 100-foot, court. What we're going to do is we're going to take this court, we're going to make it smaller. Right? We're going to make it smaller by x in both directions. Does that make sense? So this is going to be minus x this time. Does that make sense? So now we're going to say 100 minus x times 25 minus x times 0.5 is going to equal my 290.71299956. Okay? Now you hang tight through this. I know it's a little bit into your breakfast, but we can pop this out real quick. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you a little trick. Remember, I'm going to multiply this by 2. Okay? So I'm just going to get rid of that half by multiplying by 2, right? So I take that 290 and I multiply it by 2, so times 2.
What's that? Is that 0.5 at the end?
Of the 25 minus x?
What?
On the left?
This one?
No, the left over here in the red.
This one?
Where the 4 is at. You see the 4?
0.5?
Yeah.
Yes. Remember, because we have to hit it by the half. Because it's still going to be a half foot tall. Okay? So, we're going to get rid of that half. It's going to be 1. Now, when I do this, okay, now I'm going to switch it up on you. I'm going to go minus x plus 100. Because I want my x to be first. I'm going to go minus x plus 25. Right? And then 2 times that 290 is actually 581.4259912. Okay? Alright. So now we need to multiply. Right?
What is it? Negative x plus 20. Right there on the left. Right there. Yeah.
Yep.
On the left.
Plus 25.
Right there. What is that?
Plus 100.
Oh, that's 100. Alright.
Yep. So what we did is we switched these. We just switched them.
Oh, alright.
You see what I mean? So my x's are first. So now we do that same clamshell. Negative x times negative x is x squared still, right? Negative times a negative is a positive. But negative x times 25 is negative 25x, right? 100 times negative x is negative 100x. Right? And then 100 times 25 is plus 2500. Okay? Now that's going to equal 581.4259912. And what I'm going to do is take that number and I'm going to go negative answer. I'm going to add it to that 2500. Oops, that's 2800. Make sure you put the right numbers in. Okay? And you should end up with x squared minus 125, right? We're still at the 125x, right? Plus 1918.5740009. Okay? Is that the number you got? Okay? Now that's going to equal 0. So what we're going to do now is we're going to plug it right back into that negative b, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, right? And so we have to know what's a, what's b. Remember, there's a 1 here, that's a. B is the negative 125. And c is the positive, okay? Now what happens is we go negative b. Well, b is negative, so it's negative 125, right? Plus or minus the square root of negative 125 squared. Now, when you square a negative, it's just going to become positive, right? So that's okay. And then it's going to be minus, right? And here's the hard part. It's going to be minus 4 times 1 times 1900, the 8.574009, all over 2 times 1. Okay? So we have to do what's in that parentheses first. So we already have that 1900 in there. So we're going to multiply that by 4, right? Times -4. We're going to get a negative 7,000. And now we got to add that to 125 squared. So plus 125 squared equals, and we get, thank God, a positive number. We get 7,950.703965. That's the square root. So now we're going to second squared, second answer, hit that square root button, and we get negative negative, which makes it 125 plus or minus in this case, okay? Plus or minus 89, okay? 0.166720005. All over 2. Now in this case, we're getting 2 answers.
2?
Yeah. Right? In this case, the 2 answers are going to work.
What is that in parentheses? Or is that
This is 7,950.
up above that?
This one?
No, down. That.
That's a 1.
I was about to say that because,
The glare. Huh?
yeah. I
Yeah.
was about to say.
The hard to, okay, that's cool. All right, so now let's do that. So now we have to go in 2 directions. Okay? One direction is the plus. 125 plus that. So we're going to go 89. That 89 plus 125. So plus 125 equals, and then divide by 2. So that's going to give us 107.08336. Now another number, right? Another number is going to be if we subtract it. You see the difference? Okay, this time we get 2 positive numbers. And then we can use 2 positive numbers. Okay? So then I got to put that back in. So I could just go times 2 equals, and then minus 125. Woo! I'm back to 89. Okay, so instead of having to type all that back in, right? And then now I can go, okay, I'll go negative answer, right? So that gives me my negative 89 plus 125 and hit equals, and then divide by 2. Okay? And now I get my other answer, which is 17.916639997. So now we have 2 answers that work. Okay? Now, do they both work? Doesn't seem, I mean, can I subtract 107 from 100?
What you say?
No. Can I subtract 107 from 100?
No.
No. So this one doesn't work. Even though it's positive, it doesn't work because I can't subtract 107 from 100. Does that make sense? So I have to stick with the 17. So I stick with the 17. Thank God I did that one last, right? Because I still got that number right here, Pete. Okay? So I'm going to take that number and I'm going to subtract it from 100, right? And then I'm going to subtract it from 25. I'm going to multiply those 2 numbers and multiply the 5, and I better get what? my 290. All right, you ready to figure it out? Here we go. So I'm gonna subtract it from what?
100.
From 100. So I'm gonna add that negative to 100 equals, okay, and I'm gonna say times, I'm gonna say parentheses, 25 minus, and then I gotta type it in, 17.91663,997. So every once in a while you gotta actually do the work, right? Alright, and then I gotta multiply that by how much? 0.5, right? That should equal, oh shit. So when x is 17.91, what is it?
663,997.
3,997.
Yep.
Guess what I get? 290.712998. How close is that?
Whoa.
1-0.
1
Oh man!
Or a couple
Oh,
of.
yeah, because
It's a couple off.
6.
It wasn't perfect this time. We did something a little bit off, but it's pretty damn close. How far out did we get?
2 off.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Millions.
We didn't get out to the millions, so guess what? Our space shuttle blew up. But as far as filling up the little pool, I think we did all right.
Wait, what did you do? You did something with the 0.5. Did you multiply? Because I got.
Oh, remember, we have to subtract the 17 from the 100,
Yeah.
subtract the 17 from the 25, multiply those two numbers, and then multiply by a half of a foot, because it's a half foot tall. And that gives you your volume. So it's your three sides. Your length, your width, and your height gives you volume.